Hey, this is Luana here, and I'm still 100% raw, and you're going to get me up close and personal today because I'm holding the camera. I went to the organic farmers down the road today, or yesterday, and actually got, have a look, a whole tray full of fresh organic tomatoes. There's not as many in here now, but the whole box was full. I got about 9 kilos, so it was about $1 a kilo, which is a really good price. So we're going to do lots of things to do with tomatoes. Now what I started to look at is, well, what are the benefits of tomatoes? And there's this, have a look, I've sliced up, I'm going to dehydrate some of those, but I'll talk to you about those later. So there's this great debate about, can we utilise the lycopene, which makes it like this bright red colour. And lycopene is an antioxidant. It's a really strong antioxidant in that we use. The body doesn't produce it. It's an anti-cancer. It flushes out free radicals out of the body. And so lycopene is like a nutrient that we use to help us do that and keep us healthy. So I started to look at the benefits. Then I started to look at, well, there's this great research that talks about, well, no, you can't actually utilise it if you don't cook the tomatoes. Lycopene can't be used. Well, I actually did a bit of research. So, is tomatoes better cooked or raw for the lycopene and coming into us, digesting in our body? So, I've been a bit of a sleuth, an inspector sleuth. And I had this debate that came up to do with tomatoes. And it was, can tomatoes give you the same lycopene that a cooked tomato can? What I did was, I went on and had a look at the research that was originated from this information that so many people say cooked lycopene from tomatoes. Cooked tomatoes give you much more lycopene and is released easier for digestion in the body. Where did this research come, I ask? So I went looking for the source. I found some research that was put out really early. It was when tomato paste first came out, so it was ages ago. That tomato research was from the tomato processing company. They were putting out this research, and it was to do with, they wanted to promote tomato paste as a viable product over whole tomatoes, and it was the beginning of their bringing tomato paste out into the world. What they did was, it was quite deceptive. What they did was they got tomato paste, they got 100 grams of tomato paste, and they compared the lycopene level of tomato paste with 100 grams of whole tomatoes, and then they compared the lycopene. So what's wrong with that? Well, if you look at the level of lycopene in tomato paste, you'll know that to use 2 or 3 teaspoons of tomato paste equals 1 whole tomato. So if you're using 100 grams and comparing that to 100 grams of whole tomatoes, then you're not getting the same quantity, as you can squeeze a lot more tomatoes. In fact, about half a kilo of tomatoes into 100 grams of tomato paste, as opposed to the 100 grams of whole tomatoes. So the research wasn't even valid in its method. And of course the lycopene level came up quite strong and a lot higher in level with the concentrate, of course, because there was more quantity. And for some reason that media went out, and it went out to the nutritionists and the doctors, and it went out to the common people, and it went out to everybody to do with nutrition and food. Raw food wasn't even really considered a diet, wasn't even thought of then. And for some time it's been construed that this research was actually based on cooked versus raw, when in fact it was actually based on cooked tomato paste versus cooked whole tomatoes. There was nothing to do with raw in this. And for some reason everyone has taken this cooked research and has made a comparison between, as though the cooked whole tomatoes were actually raw tomatoes. It's not true. I found out that it's actually a load of hogwash. So if you're questioning something, or you look at something and you go, hang on, this is a bit weird, that's what I found that I learnt from this, is to go back to the source and check it out, because you might find that over the years it got a bit misconstrued, and especially this one, which was promoting tomato paste, has become this great factual, you know, making people eat cooked tomatoes over raw tomatoes so that they can get their digestion easily of lycopene is crazy. So yeah, it taught me to research, and you know, it is not equal. Cooked tomatoes and raw tomatoes hasn't been researched, and it isn't equal. There isn't equal, and so I'm sticking with the raw is my vote. I vote raw. So yeah, do the research, have a look for the source yourself. I've got a few other myths like that and that I've been looking up, and I'll share those with you later. Let's go and cook some tomato neapolitan sauce. Woo! Hi, this is Luana, and I'm up close and personal because I'm handheld today by myself. So I went down to the local organic farmers and I managed to get myself a whole crate of tomatoes. Have a look. So I got 9 kilos here, which is not full anymore because there's a whole lot here. And I got 9 kilos, which is about $1 a kilo. So it's pretty good. I started to research. I've got all these tomatoes. What's so good about them? I'm starting to spend some more time getting a bit more knowledge about the food that I'm eating, and actually looking at, well, what is so good? What are the benefits of eating tomatoes? So I was going to share you some of that because I've done a lot of research on it. So what I first found out and I'm sure you already know, this is not a vegetable, it's a fruit. And richness, like this bright red colour, that is actually the lycopene. So that's why it's so red. That's the lycopene in it. What I've found out is that it helps tomatoes, the benefit of eating tomatoes. So I found out that lycopene is a disease fighter that's looking for free radicals in the body and helping flushing them out of the body. What's that so great for? Well, we don't naturally produce lycopene in the body, so when we eat lycopene, this enables the body to be able to use it as a powerful antioxidant. This is really great for precancerous cells. Research has shown it's really great for pancreatic cancer, to eliminate the risks, and also prostate cancer. It's great for the blood vessels. The tomato is. It causes the blood vessels to be more flexible. This also means tomato also lowers the rate of cholesterol, the level of cholesterol in the body, and it brings up the good cholesterol, the HDL, in the body.